Now then, here we are, me and the mutt, out on an adventure in the beautiful Lake District. And it is that time of year where all the autumnal colours are coming out, and as you can see, it's just filling up all that valley there with that beautiful sort of burnt orange. Anyway, we're on a nice easy camp tonight. We are racing against the rain and also darkness, so we're heading to Bowscale Tarn, and once we're there, I'm going to pitch up the tent. I'll show you some kit, have a nice meal, and just enjoy being in all this. What do you say, Bluey? Hey? There's a good lad. Get on then. It's a very easy, leisurely walk up to this place, which is exactly what I'm needing currently, but I'll tell you more about that later. And because it's an easy walk, it's about maybe 1.5 miles just over, it means that it's quite a good spot for camping if you are new to it, or a complete beginner really, because it's a very safe place to escape from back to your car if needed. And the pitches, there are some very easy pitches as well. So anyway, you ready for the big reveal of the Tarn? Here we are. Look at that. What a beautiful place. And it does look like we have it all to ourselves. Me and Mutty. Yes, so excited. Come on, Bluey. Let's go find a place to pitch this tent. There's this flat area straight away where you can pitch a couple of tents. If you do need to come with a friend, it's quite a nice place to just pitch up. Although that is not a good thing. You've got all this beautiful scenery everywhere, and it is scarred by the muppets that do that. So yes, no fires that are going to scar the ground like that. It beats me, it really does. Walk on. Walk on. Good boy. That'll do. That'll do. This is it then. Nice flat bit of grass here. It's a little bit lumpy, but we've got this beautiful reflection just going on there, so we're going to be able to look out of our tent and enjoy that. And the dog is just eyeing up some sheep which are just up on that hill there, but he won't do anything unless I give him a command. Lie down. There you go. Walk on. Walk on. Come on. He's a good lad, isn't he? He's a good lad. There we go. Hey. Go on then. Right. Let's get this tent pitched, eh? I'm excited now. I'm also getting a little bit hungry. There we are, she is up. I get well excited getting into a tent, although there are probably other things I get more excited about getting into, like a roller coaster seat, eh? Anyway, this is the Abisko View 2 from Fjallraven, and it's called that because of this. That whole side there opens up, which allows you to take in all that. And it's actually mirrored, so that back actually opens up as well. So if you had a double-sided view, you could just open the whole lot up and just enjoy it all. Anyway, let's have a quick sit inside. I'll pump my mat up. See, Blue's excited to get inside as well, aren't you? Yes. Anyway, what have we got to show you? Not much really. I've just got all my kit at this side. I'm going to put the dog's mat down here. I'm sleeping here and I'm going to sit back and take all that in. What do you say, Blue? Yeah. Actually, I've got this to show you. This is the Grand Trunk Mayfly chair, and I'm going to sit back in this actually because it's a bit more comfortable than just sitting down on a flat surface. So let's get this erect and then we will chill out and just relax in this very, very peaceful place. There's just a very light wind, and because of that I've hardly pitched, or I've not actually pitched it properly, this tent, because I've not put all the guy lines out, but I don't need to because it's just going to be a nice, easy, calm night. It don't get much better than this, does it? Look at that dog. He's just so beautiful, aren't you? Hey? You are so beautiful. Yes. Come on then, let's do this chair thing. And that is it. Quick and simple. I'll sit there and take my lovely weight. Hey. Oh, look at these lugs, eh, dog? Look at these soft lugs. Yeah. What? What are we doing? Should we get the drone out? Hey? Should we get the drone out? Yeah. Okay. He's so excited. Right, let's show you this place off, eh? Whew, that's not embarrassing, is it? Well, I've been sat here for about probably 20 minutes, half an hour now, and it's bloody cold. So I need to show you my sleep system, because half of it I'm actually wearing, and that's going to keep me warm for the night. So in this tiny little bag, it's like a magician's hat really. There's absolutely loads of stuff. So let's just undo that and take my gloves off. So first of all, we have got my Sea to Summit pillow, and I'm going to blow this up in one big breath. Whew. So that's going to keep my head comfortable. I'm obviously sleeping on my EVEREST X-Therm mat, which I've already blown up. And then in here we have got, firstly, the PHDesigns Yukon down pullover. So let's get this on straight away, because this is going to be the top half of my sleep system that I'm going to actually sleep in tonight. So straight away putting that on gets me nice and warm. And then on the bottom half, I am going to start with these down bottoms, which are the PHDesigns wafer down trouser. These weigh 130 grams, that is it. So that has now given me pretty much full coverage from ankle to, well, put my hood up to the top of my head. But I'm also going to use this, which is the PHDesigns Alpine Ultra half bag. So once I've got my bottoms on, I can then put the half bag on and link it up with this jacket, and then I've got a full sleep system right through. But just to add to that, I've also put in my little down booties. So these are going to go on my feet as well. So then I've got full coverage from tip to toe, something like that. So I'm going to now, let's just shove that in there because I don't need that yet. All them. I'm just going to put these bottoms on. I think I'll put them over the top of these trousers actually. And then at least it's going to keep me warm now, whilst I'm messing about, sat here, taking in this beautiful view. Such a lovely place. Tranquil is definitely the word for it, but there's just not a sound. Not a sound at all. And that is just proper escapism, and it's just nice getting out into nature, but not having the sound of anything. It's just... It's a bit damp on the floor, so I need to be careful and not put my feet down or get the down wet at all. Balance. Oh. So these have got a nice high waist with elastic top, so I can pull that in, put that over the top, and that's me, all warm, eh? Ah. Brilliant, just brilliant. Isn't it blue? You come in, come on then. There we go. So to add to the warmth, I'm going to make myself a coffee. So I'll get my old stove out, which I've used hundreds of times over the years. Just after this pot here, and inside the pot we have the actual stove itself, my little my doofers for picking the cup up when it gets hot, a lighter, which again I've used this for I bet 3 or 4 years now, and I've still got probably nearly half of the juice left in it. But to be fair, with the gas you only really need a spark. And then we've got a gas can as well. So We'll get the cup out, which I also boil the water in, and we'll get some water from this tarn. So we'll give it a good boil just so it kills any nasties if there are any in it. And then we'll have a nice cup of coffee. Bloody hell, it is cold without them gloves on. Well, even better than a coffee, it's a double chocolate mocha. And it is pretty damn warm as well. Anyway, the light is fading, so I'm going to sit back and just enjoy this and take in the last bit of the day, before I get in my tent and make myself some food. Cheers, guys. Oh, that is good, actually. That is good. Very good. There we are. Sorry, I'm just messing about because the light that I normally use for filming with has broken. So luckily I've got a few lights with me. The one that's now illuminating me is a black diamond sort of little small tent light, and that actually works really well. And this one is the Fenix CL26R Pro, which again is a pretty damn awesome tent light. This is a little bit bigger than the black diamond one, but it's got a way longer battery life, and it's got a red light with it as well, which is pretty good. I've also got this head torch on, which is the Fenix, I can't remember what this is called, it should say on it, HM65RT version 2. So this is a running head torch, and I've been using this a few times. I used it whilst I was in the Alps a couple of times, and it's pretty good for running because obviously it is one nice thick band there which just sort of sits around your head perfectly. It is very bright, and because it's for running, what they've done is they've made it that it doesn't actually lower the brightness whilst it's on. It stays the same brightness all the way, so you're not going to sort of like start struggling finding where you're putting your feet, especially when you're moving fast. The best thing about this light is though, it's got this boa system here which adjusts the size. So for camping it's actually pretty good, because when it's all over my hat like that, I've got it nice and slack, and then if I took my hat off, let's demonstrate, show you my really cool hair, and currently that's just like way too big. So all you have to do is give it a couple of turns and it will tighten up, and then now we have got it attached to my head. So pretty good is that, because you're not messing about having to take it off and undo all the buckles and mess about like you normally do with these sorts of things. So pretty damn good. Anyway, I'll leave a link in the description to all that sort of game. What else have I got to show you? I have got my ring. This is the ULTRAHUMAN ring, and it's a smart ring. Oh, there you go. The light has fallen. Wait a second, I'll find the app first. I'll open that and then grab the light again. Oh. Oh dear. I'm doing my best. No! Balance. We have it. Right, where was I? Oh yes, this ring from ULTRAHUMAN. So it looks pretty much like a normal ring. This is the titanium one. It also comes in black and another couple of colours. But I just cannot believe that on the inside of this, it's got all these tiny little bits of magical components which then relay information back to the app on your phone. It's just mental. And it does things like your movements, how many steps you've taken in the day. We've got calories burnt. We've got a stress rhythm, so if you can see there, we've got a bit of a graph going on, so the little red bits will just show where I may have been stressed or stimulated. But generally I live quite a stress-free life, so it's not often that that shows, but it could sort of show you and times where you are more stressed within the day. so you might be able to do something about it then. We've got a sleep index, so it goes through all the different types of sleep you've had, and then we've got like total hours sleep there. So I had 9 hours 34 that day. Time in bed, 10 hours 19. It tells you how much sort of restorative sleep you've had, and it goes through lots of different data there. As you can see, they're all pretty much in green. If it's in red, then it just means that you may need to sort of pay attention to that or do something about it. So it tells you off if you're doing something wrong and tries to guide you in the right direction, just to try help have a healthier life. It also links to my Garmin Connect, which is good. So then obviously you can add in all your different sort of activities that you've done during the day, like running or cycling. Anyway, it's a very interesting bit of kit, and if you've not seen anything like that before, it's definitely worth checking out, because it might just sort of help you in your life just to sort of maintain a bit of a healthier lifestyle. Anyway, speaking of healthier lifestyles, it's time for my dinner. So I have got tonight, not quite that healthy, but I've got a mac and cheese there. I've actually got 2 packets of this. Whether I have 2 or not, I don't know. And with that, I've got some nice Parmesan cheese there, which I can just sort of sprinkle over it just to add a bit more to the flavour. I've also got in this crisp packet some broccoli, as you'd expect from me. This is broccoli to me is like what spinach is to Popeye. It makes me feel good. What else? Oh, also I've got a big chunk here of ham, which has come out of my mum's fridge. Let's have a look at that. So what I'll do is break that open and obviously add that to the pasta as well. So that is gonna be dinner. Right, it's looking good, is that? Let's turn her off. Looks warm as well. Wow, the salt in that ham is really good. I've already added some of the Parmesan flakes to it, and that has added a massive amount of flavour, because prior to that the actual pasta itself was very floury, we'll call it. Just too much flour and not enough sort of cheese taste. But now that's actually not too bad at all. And we've got some broccoli in it as well, look at that. Nice. That will definitely do the trick. And I can warm my legs and hands up at the same time. Yes. You can go up there. There we go. Well, dinner was delicious. I'd definitely give that a solid 7 out of 10 overall. Although if you took any of the components out of it, it wouldn't have rated highly at all, because obviously they all added to the flavour and made it into quite a wholesome meal. So I am very content with that. Although I do feel like I want to have one of those mockers again, so I might actually boil some water and have that in a while, which will just warm me up, ready to go to bed. Anyway, what have I been up to? What shall we talk about? Well, I sort of haven't made many videos of recent, because I said to myself, I'm just going to take summer off. I had like a few adventures planned and a few festivals to go to, so I've just sort of enjoyed all that, and I have taken my camera on a couple of occasions along the way. One of which was doing the Tour de Mont Blanc highlights, which I made a video of a couple of weeks back, and if you haven't seen that already, you need to watch it, because that's my most edited video that I've made. I put more effort into that than I have anything else, and it took me nearly 2 weeks just to edit 12 minutes, and I think I'm really happy with it anyway. So definitely have a watch of that, and it just shows the adventure that I had over 4 days with my son, and we just had a brilliant laugh, and I would highly recommend for people to go on a similar adventure in the Alps, because it just really was epic. I've also been on an 11-day trek, which was doing the Haute route, or Haute route. I can never pronounce it, I just don't know how it is actually pronounced. But that was next level epic. Now that goes from Chamonix through to Zermatt, and it's over 200 kilometers, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was just a little bit more extreme. It's like doing the Tour de Mont Blanc but on steroids. It's just got higher elevations, rougher terrain, more beautiful scenery, and it's definitely worth checking that one out as well. I did it with a company called Adventure Base, so I'll leave a link in the description to them, and you can go sort of check out what sort of adventures they do. But both of those were absolutely awesome adventures, and the people I've met along the way have just been fantastic, and I have definitely made some friends for life, and I would happily welcome all of them into my home at any point, and I do hope they come over and see me at some point, as if I'm traveling around I will go see them as well, because they're from all parts of the world. So anyway, it's going to be interesting editing some more videos of that, because I took over 2,500 video clips, so that's going to be a tough one. I'll probably make a few videos out of that, because just the scenery and everything, as I say, next level it was. What else? Well, I've also done the Apex Everest Challenge, which I did with 3 other YouTubers, and we just completed the challenge as a team, and I ended up doing 5,300 meters of vertical ascent, which was tough going because it was over like a 48-hour period. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. It was an absolute brilliant event, and again, I would definitely advise going to do something like that. Doing the group thing was actually pretty good, because you only had to do really half the elevation individually, so it just meant that you had plenty of time to relax in between, because it was almost like a relay where 2 went up and did the full loop up Helvellyn, and then them 2 came and back and handed the baton over to the next 2, which just meant that, oh, you've dropped. Let me just sort you out again. Hold on. Let's sort you out. There we go, you're back. So yeah, it just meant that, as I say, the time period worked a little better, because you just had time to sort of chill out in between, rest those legs, and obviously you get some calories in you ready for the next sort of section of it. But that was just a right laugh. Thoroughly enjoyed that, and there's a couple of videos out there from a couple of the other lads, which I will put in the description as well, so you can watch them. But yeah, they were ace. I wish you could have been there for that actually, but you weren't allowed, were you? Yeah, so I have been busy, very active. Go lie down then. As I say, the Tour de Mont Blanc section was like, I think that was sort of 70 odd kilometers that we'd done. The Haute route was 200 odd kilometers, and then doing the elevation gain of the Everest Challenge, overall it was quite a lot to do, and I am doing all of that on quite an injured ankle. Both my ankles are pretty knackered anyway from all my sort of years of off-road running. Fell running definitely has many occasions where you will twist an ankle, and I've done mine that many times that both of them are almost just seized up, so they hurt, they do hurt. But I have managed through it, and it's quite nice, as I said earlier, just coming and doing something a little bit more relaxed like this, which is just a little stroll up a hill rather than sort of punishing my body anymore. And in a way I'm actually resting, because next weekend I am doing an event which is called it's the National Fell Relay, I think that's what it is. So basically it's all the best running clubs of around the UK really who are into fell running, and it's a fell race, but it's a relay. So it's 6 people in a team. One person goes and does the first leg, and then 2 people do the second leg, which I'm doing, and that's the hardest leg because it's 15 kilometers of a very, very tough route. And I've got, I think, about 930 meters elevation gain I've got to do in that. And then there's 2, we hand the baton then over to the next 2 who are doing a navigational leg. So they don't actually know where they're going to go. They're just going to be given a map on the start line, and they're going to use a compass and then run the way around and hopefully do well with that. And then the last person on their own then has to go run another section. So it's a big event because I think there's 1,000 people doing it. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be definitely interesting, and hopefully I can hold my body together long enough to complete the part I need to do. Anyway, what else? It has been just brilliant coming out again for a camp. I've been in my camper van a lot. I've not been in a tent as much, but I am looking forward to the winter season, which is my favourite. The dog doesn't like summer. I don't really like summer, not compared to winter, just because it's too hot, there's too many midges, and the dog hates the heat. So we are both looking forward to getting out on some nice cold winter camps, which I think we are a little bit more adapted to, especially with all the kit. He's got more hair than pretty much anything going. I've got all this gear, which obviously keeps me nice and warm. So we are going to be making many a video over the coming months, so stick with us. Anyway, I am going to make this mocha. I am going to lay back against my chair here. I'll put it under my mat like that, which just allows me to actually put my weight against it. And I'm going to chill out and just have an hour or so before I lay my lug and go to sleep. Ace, eh? Absolutely ace. I just can't promote it enough, getting outside and enjoying just the great outdoors, getting that feeling of peace and tranquility, sat by a tarn with literally nothing, not a sound, just the odd little sheep here and there, and a very slight trickle of water in that far corner, and that's it. Well, enough of that boring tent waffle. I'll shimmy over there and we'll see you in the morning. Morning, flowers. Well, not much to report really from last night. Once I was asleep, that was pretty much me gone. I did sort of move in the night once or twice just to reposition my body, and I slept comfortably warm. And the fact that I'd always carry a down jacket with me anyway, it just makes quite good sense to use it as part of my sleep system, because this only weighs 250 grams and definitely does the job. And it dropped to about just over freezing, maybe 2 degrees last night. And although I was comfortably warm, I did wake up and my hands were just starting to feel it a little bit. So these gloves are not quite enough. So all I did was just drop both hands into my pocket here, just to warm myself back up again. But yeah, I slept well. Let's have a look at my sleep data from my ring. Let's take them off. And we'll see what happened. Just give it a few seconds. Right, so my total hours sleep was 7 hours 38. It just sort of says it there. I had 69% of my sleep was optimal, which was restorative can't even read it, restorative sleep. And then at the bottom there you can just sort of see all the greens and a couple of reds, and that's just saying that really everything was spot on, optimal temperature, restfulness optimal. My heart rate drop, now this comes up red for me quite a few times, and it says it needs attention, and I think it's just because I've got a very, very low resting heart rate. So I think from the transition from me just being at rest and then to sleep, there's actually not much difference. So I think that's what it is. So anyway, my lowest heart rate was 37 beats per minute. So as I say, that's about as low as it's ever got. I have had it sort of down to 34 before, but only once or twice. But yeah, I've slept well, that's the main thing. Now I need to get myself up, have a bite to eat. I've only brought like a flapjack for breakfast, and then see what the world has to offer me today. But yeah, no rain. I can just hear the sound of the water lapping against the rocks just down there, and that's it. A very nice night in the fells, relaxing. It don't get much better than this, does it? Come on. Well, this is nice, isn't it? Sat here listening to nature's silence, and I'm just watching this line between the sun and the shadow there just peel back and sort of reveal the colour of the fells. Just beautiful. We've also got this unmarked, unscarred blue sky. It's a nice day, isn't it, already? But I am sat in the shade and I keep looking at that sunshine, thinking we need to move and get ourselves on to another adventure for the day. So we're going to have to pack that tent away, get rid of all this down kit, and skedaddle back off this hill, eh? Although it is hard moving when it's so peaceful. Just bliss. Right, let's do it. Let's get up and pack that away. The backpack's on, we're ready to go. Thank you for your hospitality. What a place to be, eh? And look at that, it's like a mirror. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, let's go find some sunshine. Come on, Bluey.